Welcome to another episode of the One to One podcast, where we meet young entrepreneurs and find out about their journey. And our today's guest is important for every company in growth mode. No company can do without a trusted one. Have you guessed it? Yes, it's a CA. And today we have a man who needs no introduction, CA Aniket Kulkarni. Aniket, thank you for coming to the One to One podcast. You need no introduction, but still, for our audience or few people who don't know you, would love if you could introduce yourself to them.
Certainly. So first of all, thank you, John, for calling me. So I am CA Aniket Kulkarni. So I have been practicing for the last 16 years. And total post-qualification experience is more than 18 years now.
Wow.
And
You look too young to have 18 years of experience.
yeah. I don't want to say what age I've turned now, but still okay. So yeah, I started early. Obviously, I finished my CA quite early. I finished my CA in first attempt.
Oh, wow.
I was a rank holder in intermediate exam, All India 44th. So that's why I became a CA early, and I started my career early, and so here I am. And so I run a firm, CA consultancy firm, so which focuses on taxation and auditing. But my personal expertise is tax advisory, so wherein we take care of tax litigation, as well as we handle the department notices, investigation proceedings, your assessment, refunds, etc. So that's what my focus is. And over a period of time, I built a trusted employee strength, and they're all senior employees. I've got 3 CAs full-time working with me.
Amazing.
So that's about it. We also do international taxation. So I've got clients who are based both in India as well as abroad. So then we help some clients internationally also on the taxation front, direct as well as indirect. Yeah. So that is there. Plus, been working hard. Now I'm trying to induct a couple of partners also, working partners.
Wow.
Yeah, one is a senior guy. He's retired, and he was the CFO, vice president in big corporates. So he'll be helping us with the banks and other stuff. So yeah, so looking to grow more. That's the idea.
So that's amazing. So obviously you're in a growth mindset right now.
Yeah.
But tell me, before you became a CA, as a kid, you always wanted to be a CA. How did you stumble upon being a CA? Because as kids, always heard CA is one of the toughest exams
Yeah.
to crack.
Yeah.
Percentages, of pass is not very high. So what motivated you? Thought ki nahi, main karunga.
See, I'll tell you, I have a little different history in a way. So I would like to make a statement that at 7th, 8th standard, I was very clear I wanted to become a CA.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was working towards that as well. So in fact, my dad's also a CA.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah. And he's never done his own practice. He was always working. He was in senior management of a Japanese company. He retired.
Oh, wow.
He was a director in a Japanese company. But I was always influenced by him and seen his success story. So
a great example in the house only.
Yes, so we were not coming from a very great background earlier, and then I've seen him grow. And that's what helped me, and also I had that aptitude. So my mother's dad, so that's my granddad, he was a sales tax practitioner. So he had retired from sales tax department as a joint commissioner.
Okay.
So, and he had a problem in his eye. He could see only from one eye because he had a failed cataract operation.
Oh my God.
So I used to accompany him to meetings and all as a kid.
Oh, wow.
So, and he had a great hold over law. So legal aspects. So that's how I've been sort of in the system. Even before I had left school, I can say.
That's amazing. You don't get, nowadays, kids don't get to spend that kind of quality time with their grandparents. So you had that opportunity of spending time with him and accompanying him to business meetings, big meetings. So was there any learning as a kid? Did some light bulb go on at that time?
Yeah, it was a great learning, and I would say I'm very fortunate to have that kind of a grooming early on in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, I still remember in 5th standard, I had just completed my exams, and I had gone and I had accompanied him to Pune. And that meeting was the AHAR's meeting, AHAR, so Hotel Association. Wow. So they had some VAT related, sales tax related issue. and it was a burning issue at that time.
Right.
So I don't remember the issue, but the spirit of it and how my grandfather was trying to examine that issue and trying to solve it. So it was great. I mean, and there were smaller and smaller, finer, I would say, legal aspects which I got to learn from that, and also how the business works and how taxation is a backbone sort of the business. So all those things I learned hands-on. So that was a great experience, and I've attended umpteen number of such meetings.
Yeah.
So I've learned my drafting skills at that point of time. So
Wow.
I worked on my English, and that's how. So that's helped me in my career. So as a taxation advisor, drafting is a very important part of taxation. So drafting and representation before the authorities, whether it's the court or the quasi-judicial like commissioners and all that, our drafting is the most important thing. So that they look at our drafting, and based on that they take decisions as to what is their call on a particular case.
Yeah.
So all that I've learned.
At that stage, early,
Yeah, at
so
that
early
stage,
wow.
early at that stage.
You know,
So that was.
I also used to accompany my dad for meetings.
Yeah.
And as a kid, you don't realize it has a big impact. Like today, when some topic comes up, I go back to that memory.
Right.
There's no direct thing. I learned one thing or two things,
Right.
but life things which teaches you the way he dealt.
Correct.
Then you also try to conduct yourself in the same way.
Correct.
So great, you were lucky to have that.
Yeah, I'm really lucky. We all are lucky in a way. So God has been kind to us.
So true, so true. So as a young person in 6th standard, you decided you want to be CA. Along the way, did you change your mind? लगा कि नहीं कुछ और भी try करते हैं, या single focus था, एक attempt में clear किया, टक 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 टक, and everything after?
Yeah, so no, the thing is, I never felt that I have to do something other than CA. In fact, as I went on to the higher standards, my resolve to become a CA even became more and more, and so that's the thing.
एक बार जो मैंने commitment कर दी अपने आप की भी नहीं सुनता type.
Slowly I realized science is not for me, so that went out of the question.
In fact, you started eliminating.
I started eliminating the options. So I'm really hopeless in drawing. Really hopeless. I mean, I'm yet to come across a person who's worse than me in drawing. Really. So I always used to get C grade in drawing because I never used to do anything else.
Right.
So I have so I can talk on camera also now after so many years. So in one of my exams, drawing exams, so we had to show the drawing book.
Right.
So I made nothing.
Yeah.
So I showed one of my friend's drawing book. So the sir did not realize that I am showing my friend's drawing book, who had shown the drawing book some time back, and joke was he got 56 in that, I got 65. Same drawing book. So that was the worst thing. That was the highest I got in drawing anytime.
Amazing.
So one thing after the other got ruled out, and end of the day, what I thought got reinforced, and that's how I am a CA.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Great. So a lot of people have many conceptions or misconceptions about what a CA does. So tell me some of the misconceptions people have about the CA and how do you overcome it?
So basically the biggest misconception is CA is a person who is an accountant. He does debit and credit. So that's the worst thing I can ever hear. There are so many others like CA kya karta hai? He's just filing the returns.
Right.
Or he's just helping me with the end of the year taxation and all that. CA is a vast course. We have got chartered accountants who are big industrialists like Kumar Mangalam Birla, for example.
Yeah.
He's a chartered accountant by training.
Wow.
And he's such a big industrialist. We have got Rakesh Junjunwala, who's been a chartered accountant.
Oh, okay.
So there are so many examples wherein CA has been the background. Accounts and finance are really the backbone of any industry,
True.
any business. If your accounts and finance is weak, then your business is weak. You can't run your business like that. If you don't know end of the year what money you're making in your business, then you have no job doing that business. So accounts and finance is the backbone of any business, and more complicated your business is, the bigger your business is, the role of the finance guy increases manifold. Right. So it could be, for example, from making accounts obviously, but also doing projections in your business, doing valuations for your business. It could also involve taking care of your taxation. Now taxation is such a field, such a tricky field. You might be doing wonders in your business, but if you have not handled your taxation well, and if all of a sudden out of the blue a big liability comes to the fore, taxation liability,
you back many years.
It can close down your flourishing business in no time.
So true.
The department guys, just at a click of a button, they can just for example, attach your bank account and ruin your business,
Yeah.
or just shut down your offices. So that's their power that they have. So legal aspects and taxation aspects are something that nobody can really take lightly. So I would advise businesses, don't be penny wise pound foolish. You spend on your finance team, spend on your consultants well, so that you don't have to spend money later on fighting the legal battles.
So true. It's like any building. If your structure is strong, or
Yeah.
you build that foundation properly,
Correct,
then
correct.
growth can happen easily.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, obviously, if you do a chalu kam and you reach somewhere at the top, then it's
Yeah.
always a little shaky, and
Yes.
people can
Correct.
exploit that
Correct,
aspect
correct,
if you have
correct,
that weakness.
correct. Exploit and see. Then see, if you don't respect laws, laws will also not respect you. Laws have a very nasty way of coming back at you.
So true.
Because all the laws are penal in nature,
Right.
in some way or the other. Whether it's the prosecution part of it, or even the monetary part of it. So penalties, for example. So you have to pay attention to laws. Now, you can't know all the laws. So that's why you have experts. So you rely on the experts, hire proper experts, and let them do the job for you.
So true. So give me an example for a mid-size entrepreneur. How important is it that the director himself pays attention, works with the consultant, works with the CA, or you think he should outsource it to someone in the finance department, let them totally handle it?
See, the idea is, end of the day, you should have such people, maybe the CFO or somebody who is strong enough to take decisions on behalf of the company as far as the finance is concerned. However, having said that, the director has to be in the loop. The reason is, end of the day, it is the director who has to pay the price if there is any wrong decision that takes place. So the decision making has to be with the director.
Yeah.
But the execution part could be with the financial controller of the company. So idea is like foreign companies, multinational companies and all, they have their own year-long plans. So they have their own projections. Okay, this is the amount that I'm going to spend on the consultants and stuff, and these are the decisions that I'm going to take. These are the cases that are pending with the company. So I'm going to close this company. This is a refund that is going to come, that was due to come and still not come. So this should be received within 3 months, 6 months, and so there are targets for the financial controllers and the managerial people, and those targets have to be met by those people. So at the end of the day, those targets have to be set by the management, and it has to be ensured that those targets are met by the financial controllers. And consultants, you need really good consultants, because bad consultants can ruin your company. So that is why it's very important that you hire the right people, but also don't leave everything to them. You have some kind of a bird's view over the entire proceedings.
Yeah, well said. And you rightly said penny wise and pound foolish, because there's so many vehicles you can structure certain transactions in, and if you don't do it efficiently, you'll pay more tax. So in the end, you're trying to save small pennies in one place, and you'll be spending big money on the other side.
Absolutely, because that interest, if you see, the interest rate ranges from 1.25% to 2% per month.
Right.
So that's a very high interest rate. So moment you forget paying some taxes, and then you remember, and then suddenly out of the blue you get a tax demand of whatever money. You're after say 3-4 years, you're paying more than double the amount of tax as interest and penalties. So that's a big amount, and it's a big drain on the resources of the company, which could be better utilized for the growth of the company.
Well said.
So very important that no kind of leakages happen in the system as far as taxes are concerned.
So great. So, thank you for giving an overview of your professional life. Would love to know on a personal level, I know you're a family man, you love your child, you want to wrap this up so you can go and burst crackers with him, which is admirable. So tell me about the personal life, when did you get married? Tell me the journey after that.
Okay. So I got married in 2010, November, and my child was born in 2017. So I enjoyed life with my wife for 6 years, and then I decided, okay, this is the time now, is the right time to have a child. So then that's how I have a child, and is a adorable son, Krishiv. Is now 6 years.
Wow.
And he's very persistent with me. Obviously, he wants more of my time, which I'm not able to spend because of my busy schedule. But whatever time I get, I try and spend with him. so that he doesn't feel let out in a way. So like maybe bursting crackers, maybe going out on vacations or whatnot.
No, I think, for all of us, me included, many times I feel I'm not able to spend as much time as I want. And kids are growing fast.
Absolutely.
But I think, I've reconciled to the fact that it's important for dads to spend quality time.
Absolutely.
Quantity may not
Quantity
be
is
in our
not
hand, not
possible.
possible,
Correct.
because you want to leave, enough for them as well,
Yes,
and
yes,
that
yes.
requires time
That
and energy
requires time
there
and
as well.
energy. Yeah.
So I think, as a dad, we should have high impact time,
High impact time.
so, that's what I'm trying to focus.
Yeah, that's what even I am trying to do, so that I'm able to inculcate the right values in him, also enjoy time with him,
Yeah.
and make him learn newer and newer things, newer places, and all that.
And has Krishiv shown any indication of wanting to be a CA?
Not yet. I think he's more of a mechanical engineer.
Let's see.
He tries to break, he tries to create new things, join new things, and all
Wow,
that.
that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me a typical day in CA Aniket Kulkarni's life.
Okay.
What time you wake up? How does the day pan out?
So yeah, so I get up at around 6:37. Then I do some exercise, maybe at home, maybe I go for a jog
Wow.
or do push-ups, or Sundays I go for a swimming or something like that. And then I read newspapers. I read 3 newspapers every day.
Oh.
Try to. Times, Economic Times, Mint.
Acha.
So mornings are mostly Times of India I read. Nights I read Economic Times and Mint. So I leave my house at around after having breakfast and stuff. I also do some meditation in the morning. So about 30 to 45
30
minutes.
to 45, that's
Yeah, I do meditation. Yeah, little spiritually inclined as well.
Right.
So I do that, and I leave house at around 9:30, 10. And before that, I have already decided where I have to go. I either go to the office
Right.
and take care of my day-to-day thing, or if I have some meetings or some department work or something like that, then I go in that direction, maybe town or wherever that meeting is. So when I'm in office, my first instinct is to close all my activities that I have to do, so that which I complete in the morning, and post that, then I take review of my team, of whatever their work is and where it's going on, and also some follow-ups with the clients or whatever I have to do, plus some learning. So I do some learning every day.
Wow.
Every day I do some learning, maybe an hour or so, maybe in office or wherever, whenever I get time. But during the day, I do some new learning every day. So I so continue that. I actually would want to do it in the morning, but morning, because of my mornings are so fully packed with lot of other things, so I'm not able to do that. But during the day I managed to just scrape some time and do some learnings every day.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean that's there. Plus, so I reach home at around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Generally by 8, 9ish. Generally, unless I have some dinner meetings or something like that, then because sometimes maybe thrice a week I have some dinner meetings or some parties or something. So then I'm late. Otherwise, I try to be home by 8:39. But my child obviously is asleep because he has a school to attend in the morning. So 7 o'clock.
They have their routine, yeah.
Yeah, they have their own routine. So like he comes back at 7 from his playing, and then 7:38 he is finished with his dinner, and 8 o'clock he's off to sleep.
Nice.
So before I come, he's already asleep.
Yeah.
But then after I come back at night, I eat my food, I read my newspapers, and maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. So I talk with my parents. My parents, we all stay together.
Oh wow, amazing. Yeah.
So yeah, I talk with them. How was their day and all that. Talk with my wife, and then end of the day, I might watch some Netflix or something for half an hour, 45 minutes, and then I sleep at around 12:30.
Nice, amazing. Yes, I think a pretty active day. And
And I write something every day, as you know.
Yeah.
So that I spend about 15 to 20 minutes doing that every day.
Wow. Yeah, you every day you give some nugget that
Yeah.
can be useful for entrepreneurs.
Correct,
Which is amazing, the dedication and the
The only thing is it could be a little technical, because the audience that I send this to are not only the generic entrepreneurs, they could also be professionals.
Right.
So then the professionals want something which is more specific and useful to them.
Yeah.
So that is why sometimes it is little technical. Sometimes it's more generic. So it's so that I can cater to everybody.
Yeah.
That's the
So,
reason.
how did you come up with this idea that every day I want to send this, one, nugget of information that can help
Yeah.
people, and how have you been able to do it consistently?
Yes,
So
yes,
tell
yes.
me about that.
So it's like once I've decided, as I said, as you
Yeah.
said it, once I've decided something, I'll do it.
Wow.
So it's like that. So I started it in Feb 2020.
Right.
So and post that there was COVID.
Yeah.
So I thought I'm losing touch with the people because of COVID.
Right.
So that was one way of me trying to interact with people.
Right.
Because this particular nugget, everyday nugget, it reaches, I think, about a lakh people every day,
Wow.
including LinkedIn and everything if you cover.
Yeah.
So there's a big audience to which this goes. So it's not just WhatsApp; it also goes to Telegram, LinkedIn, and other social media platforms.
Amazing.
So I started getting good response from people. In fact, people started respecting me more after because even those people whom I had not connected with, they started getting in connection with me,
Wow.
getting in contact with me. They started feeling he seems to be what do you call, a knowledgeable guy, and let's try and work with him something.
Wow.
So good professionals or CFOs of corporates and all, they started coming in contact with me and they started giving me more work. So my professional standing increased on account of my everyday nuggets.
And nothing better than connecting with people and giving them value.
Yeah, yeah.
And some value information anyone gives is respected. It
Correct.
comes as a thought leader across.
Yeah, so it's important to have knowledge, but it's also important that people know that you have knowledge.
Yeah, and
That
you
is
share
very
it in a
important.
way that's easily
That's-
palatable to them.
Exactly. That's what.
Right. And how important do you think is for CA to constantly learn, to constantly be up to date with what's happening? Because especially with our government, a lot of changes, in the tax rates, in the, the way we do business right now.
Correct. So like GST also, if you see, for example, there's one notification which comes every day.
Yeah.
So that's the amount of changes that take place.
Yeah.
So unless you are abreast with the latest things, you are going to fall back and lose touch with the subject. Because like for example, I studied CA 18 years back, 17 years back.
Yeah.
So what I studied at that point of time and what law is today, I mean, there's a sea change. So unless you read and keep yourself abreast with the latest latest changes in law, you are not going to succeed in your profession. So that's what.
So well said. So now, I know you've been practicing for 17 years. How has your practice changed from when CA Aniket Kulkarni started versus today? Are you using more tech now? I know at least the government offices are all, our tech is, really right up
Seeped
there.
into it.
Yeah, seeped into it. So apart from how you deal with the government organizations, on a personal level also tell me how it's changed for you.
Yeah. So basically,
Tell me
everything
when you
is
started, Sam, how was the way to deal before? Then we'll talk about today.
Okay. So initially, if you see, I mean, just take the example of even filing the returns.
Yes.
So you used to, I remember at that point of time, we used to prepare the returns and send all the returns to the government department.
Yes, and the last day Mara used to happen.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
dad
yeah.
sent me once with
Correct.
the office boy.
You are aware of that. So returns or also not just that, even answering to notices, your hearings and everything was offline.
Yes.
So the department guys never used to even see their emails. So whatever papers, hard copy papers we used to submit, that was the basis of whatever submission we've done. But today everything is online. Everything, believe me, John, everything is online. Nothing is. If you submit anything offline, they will not even look at it. It's completely, the world is turned upside down now, you can say, as far as tech is concerned.
Yeah.
So everything right from.
And I believe back then in the day, all the departments were not synced also.
Absolutely
the income
not.
tax, sales tax.
Now everything, there's a sharing of information, big sharing of information. So you have any case in income tax, immediately the GST department also comes to know that these are the issues that had cropped up in the income tax case. So then they start their own investigation.
And they can look at it holistically.
Yes, they do. They definitely do. So income tax, GST, not just that, even ED, CBI, everything is in sync now. So they all are in sync, and there's one common data. The government is working on a common database for all the investigating agencies and enforcement agencies. So that would, I mean, then you can't really hide from any department anything. Once you're caught in the net, then
Then
all
sab kuch
the,
khulega.
yeah. The law will take its own course. That's that. Plus, if you see now income tax also, the government is trying to do everything faceless. Now income tax now today, if you get an income tax notice, other than those search kind of cases, everything is faceless. So you really don't know which officer is going to do your assessment, your scrutiny proceedings.
Yeah.
You don't know. You supply everything online.
Yeah.
He will take a call, and there's not just one person. So the system will only allot him a case, allot him your case.
Yeah.
You don't know.
It's
to
not
whom
arbitrary that I can choose which cases.
No, and you don't even know to whom the system has allotted the case.
Wow.
Plus, the beauty of that system is that he makes the draft order, somebody else will check it. That again is a faceless guy.
Oh, so even the officer doesn't know who's going to check it.
He doesn't know who's going to check it.
Okay.
So for the officer also, he's a faceless
This guy. I understood. Oh, so within the system also there is good
so
checks and balances now.
absolutely. So I think tech is the only way in which you can root out corruption from
This
India.
route, yeah.
From India.
Yeah. Wow.
So tech is the future.
Nice.
And I mean, if you see last 6-7 years, like before Demon and after that, it's been a sea change the way you make payments and stuff. If you never use Paytm and all that before Demon,
Yeah.
nobody, I don't think anybody was really using it.
Yeah.
But after Demon, you see,
Yeah.
become
That
part
accelerated the growth for
part
sure.
of everyday's life now.
Yeah.
You can't do without your UPI today.
Yeah. What do you call, on a personal level, we were playing, Diwali, it is your celebration, you play some cards. So they were settling it on GPay only after that.
Joke is, you know what? There was a case, a CBI case, very recent, wherein some custom officials were caught, airport.
Okay.
And the way they were caught was that, like for example, you got a watch of 1 crore rupees.
Yeah.
You have to pay some 20 lakh custom duty.
Yeah.
Now to avoid that, they used to take some 2-3 lakh, 2-3 lakh money under the table. But they were not taking money. They were taking GPay.
Oh.
And the money used to go to the loader's account, and from loader's account to this custom guy's wives and father-in-law's account.
Okay.
So that's how they were caught in the net.
Okay.
So the tech is being used by wrong people as well today.
So now coming to the cases, tell me some, very unique case that you handled and how you dealt with it.
So I get a unique case almost every week.
Okay.
You can say that. And if you see, I mean, not many people know it because my category is not GST in BNI, but I would have saved at least 10 to 12 people from getting arrested in the last 2-3 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So by giving the proper advice. So that's, I mean, so I think I've done some service to them because of that.
Yeah.
Because they were under the tax net for wrong reasons. Maybe they would have tried to save some taxes and all that. In GST, if your liability is more than 5 crores, then you can get arrested.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So for some reason, because they were not guided properly, so they had to. So then I gave them proper advice so that they pay the taxes as well, and so that they are not caught by the investigating agencies and made to pay a price. So there were so many such HNIs who inadvertently got caught in that. They didn't even know the law. So that's the worst part.
Right. But law doesn't discriminate. You don't know the law. It's not the law's fault.
Ignorance of law cannot be an excuse.
Right.
So that is there. I also helped a lot of corporates. So I don't want to take obviously names.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of litigation. So one of the corporate, there were some 15 litigation matters, income tax and GST, and in 2 years I brought that down to about 3.
Wow.
So slowly I just tried and cleaned their system.
Right.
So like 15 cases, your team, your accounts team and finance team is completely caught by those cases. They can't do anything else.
Obviously,
they can't do their normal work.
Mind space.
Director's mind is occupied by those cases. Plus, your money gets stuck in those cases because you have to pay pre-deposit and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a big drain on time, resources, everything. So the idea is to clean the system as soon as possible and as far as possible. Now, even if you want to sell your company and the potential suitor or buyer, if he sees the number of cases that are going on, tax cases,
Yeah.
he'll think that the company is not compliant,
Right.
and he may not want to buy the company. So, very important to clean the system.
Right. So tell me, when you started business, now there's a lot of startup culture, acquiring. So as a CA, have you seen a trend in, companies being acquired as startups?
Yeah. So the thing is, the way in which the acquisitions used to happen maybe 15-20 years back and what are happening now, it's gonna see change.
Right.
I mean, last 10 years if you see, it's become more of a valuation game.
Right.
And what are the future what are the prospects of this particular technology or whatever that business is, based on those perceptions, the valuation game is played. And the number of you can see the foreign funds which have come into India, and they've been looking for potential such kind of companies. It's great. So today you have people whose companies have become unicorns at the age of like 27, 28 years.
True.
So which never used to happen earlier.
True. Need a few generations or...
Yeah, need a few generations. I mean, you become a billionaire at the age of 27, 28. And what else you want in life? Like somebody like Flipkart owner, he become a multi-billionaire at the age of 30.
Right.
So, I mean, that's the best part. I mean, Indians growing so fast. I mean, what else do Indians want now?
So Aniket, with that we come to our first rapid fire, the business rapid fire.
Great.
I know you, and I know you'll answer every question on the front foot.
Let's see.
And like you always do. The first question: have you made an accounting error?
No.
No. So never while filing returns made any accounting error.
Never.
Always double.
Since that time I have studied CA. At least then from there, before that I may have made many.
Dealt with a client who you gave advice to, but the client did the opposite.
Clients keep on doing it. See, it's end of the day, it's their business, their choice.
Right.
So they are accountable for their choice, their decisions.
Nice. Okay, most bizarre tax deduction you have heard or seen a client do?
Some clients, not obviously not my clients, but some companies have a tendency of not wanting to pay any tax. So then they take all kind of deductions which are nowhere there in the law, and then they have to suffer later on.
The most used app on your mobile phone?
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. For every business owner,
Yes.
I think it's a lot of to stay in touch with everybody.
Absolutely.
One of your hobbies?
Reading.
Reading. Wow.
Reading. So I read my stuff every day. So that is. So I can say my work is my hobby. I love working. I love doing my work.
Wow.
So I don't feel like I've worked a lot, 17 hours, 18 hours. Even if I work, I don't think that I've worked a lot and I have to have a hobby, because this itself is my hobby.
Okay. One superpower you wish you had?
I always have a superpower with me. So I have a lot of spiritual energy. I think my superpower is always guiding me, doing the right things and taking the right decisions. So it's always there with me.
So great.
I'm having the superpowers back.
Mountains or beaches? Your pick.
My pick is mountains. My wife's pick is beaches.
So you do more beaches.
Yeah.
One country you'd love to visit?
Norway for the Northern Lights, which I haven't done still.
Okay. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
I'm actually a morning person. I like to get up early, but because a lot of business owners and everybody are night people, that's how I've become more of a night person these days.
So Aniket, one thing you love about yourself and one thing you feel you would like to change?
So the thing that I like is I am able to adjust myself to different situations.
Yeah.
Whatever comes my way, I just accept it and I try to deal with it. So I like myself about that. So I'm really grateful to God that I'm able to adjust. And thing that I would like to change, I have to think about it. I'll have to think and I'll get back. I'll get back.
Okay. One historical figure you admire and why?
Adi Shankaracharya, vastly. He died at the age of 32.
Wow.
And the impression that he's put across India he still stays in the hearts of Indians.
Right.
Like before Adi Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya, people were confused as to what should be what should be their ideology, whether they should be following the Sanatan Dharma or they should be going in for the newer religions, like for example Buddhism and Jainism.
Right.
So Adi Shankaracharya was the person who convinced people through his knowledge of of Sanatan Dharma, and not just Sanatan Dharma, also Advaitism, which he founded. He founded Advaitism. So which enabled people to take a decision to again come back to Sanatan Dharma.
Wow.
He traveled at the age of 30. He had traveled from Kanyakumari to Kashmir.
Wow.
He set up the Sharda Peeth in Kashmir.
Oh.
And not just that, most of the temples like Badrinath and Kedarnath all were revived by him.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's from Kerala, Adi Shankaracharya. I think you should read more about him.
Would love to, yeah.
Yeah. He's a great. I mean, there are some people who in a very short span of time achieve multiple things. I mean, as if they are just a blessing of God somewhere.
No, definitely. And they say as long as you're remembered, your message is remembered, you're never truly dead.
Yeah.
Because you live through that
like
message.
For example, there is a person, there was a saint called Santa Jnaneshwar in Maharashtra.
Okay.
I think everybody knows about him. But at the age of 16, he translated Bhagavad Gita. At the age of 16, tender age of 16, he translated Bhagavad Gita into commonly used language, Marathi.
Oh, wow.
So
that's amazing, yeah.
Amazing. Some people at a young age, what all they achieve. I mean, we are nothing as compared to what people do achieve.
Chal. Okay. So as a CA, have you ever dreamt about numbers?
I live numbers. I can tell you how much marks I had got in 4th standard and 3rd standard.
Okay. One finance myth you'd like to bust?
The biggest finance myth is, which I think a lot of people may not agree, that more the turnover, better is your business. No. You have to pay attention to the bottom line. Profitability is the key.
Wow. Well said. Do you have a favorite number?
Yes. 8.
8.
And 9.
8 and 9. What's the favorite part of being a CA?
Favorite part of being a CA? Interpreting laws, taxation laws, and applying it to a particular case. That's the best thing.
Gives you a lot of satisfaction.
Immense satisfaction.
Wow.
Though it might be boring for 99% of people, for me it is giving immense satisfaction.
Okay. How has your CA skills helped you in real life?
CA skills, obviously it has helped me grow as not just a person, financially, everything.
Negotiate with your wife better?
But best thing is my wife doesn't understand anything about finance. So I take all the finance decisions for her. So she's out of that. I am out of science. So if I suppose, for example, if I'm reading a newspaper and if I come across a science article, I just give the paper to her and tell her, now explain me what is written. And I don't even want to read it. So we have balanced ourselves well.
Wow. What's your favorite music genre?
Classical.
Wow. Your dream car?
Porsche.
The last movie you watched?
Jawan. I watched it on TV last weekend. Yeah. Though I didn't like it much, but yeah, that's all.
Ever dealt with a client you didn't like?
Lots of. But then I don't take their cases. So, because if the client cannot respect us and what we say, because we are experts in our fields, then there is no use having such kind of a client. So better to tell him to just take his file away and go to some other consultant who might help him better in a better way and understand him in a better way.
Ever had a fight with the tax authorities?
We fight with them every day because that's our right.
Yeah.
That's what we are paid for, and so we fight with them for what is right and how and if they are unjust or to the clients, then we try and make them understand what the correct legal position is. So we have legal fights. We don't get into any other this thing.
Yeah, great. What's your go-to comfort food?
Comfort food. Fish.
Fish, oh, nice.
Yeah. I just love it.
Yeah. Have you ever bought an iPhone from abroad and not paid the tax?
No. Absolutely not. Good one.
Ever lost an appeal to the income tax authorities?
No. As of now,
Wow.
up till now, I have not lost a single case that I
Wow.
have taken up.
Brilliant.
That's because I fight so much. I make sure that I build a strong case for the client. And that's what, as I said, that's what we have paid for. So, so I do a lot of study. I do a lot of study for a case and come up with a proper explanation. So even if my juniors are drafting it or handing a case, I still make it a point to be the brain behind the defense that we have.
Nice. What's your advice to a young guy getting married?
Oh, this is out of blue completely. Listen to your wife. You'll be happy in your life.
One tax you wish the Indian government abolishes.
Now to see with GST, with the advent of GST, lot of taxes have already got
Consolidated, yeah.
subsumed into GST.
Right.
But I think on liquor, excise is not required. It should come under GST ideally,
Right.
and even on petrol and diesel. So I think excise should be abolished immediately.
Yes, Subramaniam Swamy wants income tax abolished. Your views on that?
Impractical, completely impractical. We are a part of the global ecosystem, so we have to follow what the global ecosystem is. In fact, now if you see, we are a signatory in OECD,
Yes.
wherein a minimum tax has been suggested. So minimum tax of 15% globally is being suggested. So that's what is going to come to. Transaction tax is, looks good, but we are not isolated. So India can't afford to have just a transaction tax.
Understand.
Yeah.
As an entrepreneur, I wouldn't mind that, to be honest, but but you're looking at it more holistically,
Yeah,
so
because
that's important.
because globally unless globally everybody decides to have a transaction tax and just abolish income tax, it's impossible that it would see the light of day. I think until at least we are in the business. Later on, anything can happen.
So true, so true. Do you give your friends free advice?
Lots.
Lots.
Yeah. Just people just call me up and ask for advice without even asking me how much you want for this or this or not. So I just do that. Then I keep it in mind. And then I reciprocate with some of my demands.
What's the most common tax mistakes an entrepreneur makes?
So that's a very generic question as such. What are the tax? But there are a lot of mistakes. The biggest mistake is not paying tax on time. Because the interest meter is on.
Right.
So you are already, like for example, GST, that interest rate is 1.5% a month. So if you don't pay GST, even if you delay it by one day,
Yeah.
you are paying 1.5% interest. So
Wow.
for what?
Yeah.
Rather you borrow from somewhere and pay the tax on time. That's very important.
Well
Any
said.
entrepreneur, big or small,
Right. Don't take it lightly, that deadline.
always pay tax on time.
How does one know that that CA is the right CA for him?
Now, everybody has to make his own choice, but basically, you have to set out what are your objectives before choosing a CA, and what is it that you're looking out for from him, and make it clear to him that these are the deliverables that I have from you, and see whether he can achieve that. Give him some time. If he's not able to achieve it, then just change the CA.
Okay, understood. And one red flag that you see in client, that if you see that, you may not take his file.
So I need a client who is honest with me. So if I feel he's hiding something from me, then I just tell him that I can't take up your case.
Understand.
Because unless he's honest with the consultant,
Right.
what is the advice that I can give him?
True. So that's why it's important to build trust before you take a client on. Because if you have the
absolutely.
trust, then
is the most important foundation of any business, any consultancy, anything. So I think age-old idea of trust, Juban, that is the most important thing.
What's the right age to get married for a guy for you?
I think it's very important for a guy to be financially stable before he tries to venture into marriage. because not just financially, even mentally stable, because these are the financial and mental needs are something that he has to fulfill as in the family. So it's very important for him to be stable first and then think about marriage, because marriage is a big decision as such. So college sweethearts and all are all okay, but getting married,
You have to be
early on,
practical also.
you have to be practical. Correct. Because you're not able to focus on your career. So first you try and create a base for yourself, and then maybe you can jump onto the bandwagon of marriage. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
might have different
Yeah,
opinions
as many
on that.
people, that many opinions
Yeah,
of marriage.
correct.
Your thoughts on cryptocurrency?
See, now cryptocurrency as a market is growing like anything, but I have a fundamental differences with it, because I think any investment has to be backed up by a underlying security,
Right.
which I think crypto doesn't have. So that is my problem with, and that is what even Indian government has a problem with. Not just Indian government, world governments have a problem with. So everybody is like in the recently concluded G20 meeting too, there was a discussion on how to regulate cryptocurrency.
Right.
So people are still thinking about it. But that's the problem. Otherwise, it's a wonderful thing. It's a blockchain technology. Technology is
Solid.
superb. It's solid, no doubt about it. And the way the market is grown, and slowly the trust and reputation of cryptocurrency is increasing. Yeah, but there are always problems. Like for example, something that happened with what was the name?
FTX.
FTX. So what was the name of that guy? Robert.
SBF. Sam Bank Friedman.
Sam.
Sam Bank Friedman.
Sam Friedman, correct. So he's now cooling his heels. So there are unscrupulous people, a lot of unscrupulous people in this market. So you have to be wary of that as well.
So if a client tells you it's a yes or no question, should I invest in crypto? Yes or no?
See, end of the day, it's his decision.
Yeah.
But I will tell him what are the risks that
And
he has
let
to
him make his
face,
own decision
and
after
then
you give him the risk and reward.
Exactly.
Okay, fair enough. If you were not a CA, what would you be?
Maybe I would have been a manufacturer or something like that.
Nice.
Creating some product.
Wow. So I'm going to ask you the net worth of some celebrities. Let's see how, you said you're good with numbers. Let's see if you have an idea of them.
Okay.
Mukesh Ambani's net worth.
Mukesh Ambani's net worth is at least about 3 to 4 lakh crores in rupees INR.
So how many billion dollars? Because
10 billion?
10 billion, okay. Answer is 92 billion. Learn something new. Tata Sons net worth.
Tata Sons net worth could be $30 billion.
Answer is 174
Vast
billion.
difference, okay.
Tom Cruise net worth.
$2.5 billion.
600 million.
So lesser than Shah Rukh Khan. Okay.
Kylie Jenner.
$100 million.
700 million.
700 million. Okay.
Rakesh Jhunjhunwala net worth.
Net worth? He could be at least $4 to $5 billion.
5.8 billion. Very
Which
close.
is very close.
Warren Buffett.
$75 billion.
124 billion.
Okay.
Not bad.
Not bad, yeah.
And with that, we come to the end of the rapid fire. Well done. Answered all the questions just as I expected. But we're not done yet.
Oh, the surprise element.
Yeah. Let's come to networking. We are part of a networking group and we met, and obviously now we have a friendship bond.
Yeah.
But how important do you think is for entrepreneurs to network?
Networking is, see, as they say, that more your network, more is your net worth.
Yes.
So networking is very important. It's not just important to do good work. It's also important for people to know the kind of work that you do.
Right.
So it's very important to network with the right people, of course.
Yes.
So that's very important. And I also believe that the people with whom you network, you should think about giving them work rather than asking for work from them.
So true.
So
or we look to add value.
Look to add value to people and their lives. It's very important, and it should not be just superficial networking.
Yeah. But being a CA, obviously you must be having really busy days. How do you take time out for networking, getting to know the person, adding value to them?
So growth is, see, if you want to grow, then you have to find time for all these things. Now, if you see 80% of my work is on auto mode, I don't even have to look into it. I have trained my people, so they do that work. I spend time only on 20% of my activities, which are more uh, complex cases of my clients or some firefighting activities, so which I have to pay attention to. Other than that, I try and at least meet at least 4 to 5 new people every week.
Wow.
So try and schedule meetings with them. So I hope, that has been actually adding value to my business. That's how my business has been growing. So I hope to continue doing this, and even increasing it. Yeah.
Amazing. With networking, some referral that you have got, that was, that resulted in a lot of business.
Lot of. So I target at least in a year about 8 to 10 quality referrals from fellow Odysseans.
Wow.
So and that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
I don't want referrals from everybody, but one good referral you give me in your, so like if I come up to you, I'll say you just give me one referral.
Right.
Okay, that's good for me. I don't even expect more referrals from you.
So
but it should be a good
quality over quantity.
Quality over quantity.
Yes.
Correct.
And obviously, once you start working, I assume will be lots of years you'll be working with one
Yes,
client.
yes,
So
absolutely.
lifetime
And from
value.
that client, I get 10 more clients.
So true.
It's easier for me to grow that way.
Yeah. Well said. You are a founder member?
Not a founder member. I joined a year
Okay.
later. Yeah.
So you've been a Odyssey stalwart. I think within 1 year of Odyssey being formed, you joined, and you've been there ever since. And you've always supported Odyssey, be it in the OPL sponsorship or any other way. So how did you join Odyssey? What was your first impression?
So
And who made you join?
Yeah, so there was one ex-member who made me join it. Not made me join, he just sent a message that this is a group, you can come in. So in fact, I would tell you, I had visited 3-4 other chapters also at that point of time.
Wow.
It was Odyssey which I connected with, and I thought it's a better chapter with better quality members. So way back in 2012, I realized that Odyssey is a chapter
That you want to be a part of.
At that time, it was a very small chapter. I think when I joined it had about 35, 36
Wow.
members.
Yeah.
But then at that point of time also, I thought the quality of members seems to be very good here. So it's better to join here than any other. So I went to the South Mumbai chapter also. I attended a Western Suburbs chapter also. So 3-4 chapters I had attended. But end of the day, I thought this is a good one to join. And I think it's a good decision.
And in all these years, did you ever feel like, okay, maybe I don't want to network more, or thought about leaving the chapter? Has those thoughts ever creeped in?
Absolutely not. Odyssey has become part of our
Lives, yeah.
So if like one Tuesday you don't go for the chapter meeting, you feel like you're losing something, you're missing something.
Well said.
So I never felt that ever. I would say.
And how do you think Team MBA is doing?
Very good and very, very, very well. I mean, the kind of activities, whatever they are doing, I think the time that they are spending on the growth of the chapter, it's amazing.
Yes.
So, like you, I don't think Odyssey would have got a better, leader.
Thank you, sir.
Superb.
Thank you
It's
for
very
saying it.
nice.
Guys, I've not coached him. He's saying it on his own.
Even this can be a part of this.
With that, we come to the rapid fire.
That's the most
Odyssey
difficult,
rapid fire.
most difficult part.
Most difficult. Not everyone survives
Yeah.
without making a few mistakes.
Yeah.
But let's see.
So I can expect some bouncers now. or spin. What is it?
Bouncers. Beamers. Okay. Best thing you like about Odyssey and one thing you don't like about Odyssey.
Best thing is the energy and the kind of people, the businessmen that are there. What I don't like about Odyssey, I love to think there's nothing.
Nothing?
Yes.
We are waiting.
There's nothing.
Okay. Your favorite Odyssey member?
So all are my favorite.
It's not a Miss India answer that you're saying that, bro, all of my favorite. Sabka ek do favorite hota hai.
So yeah, Rohin.
Rohan, chalo, he's a big-hearted guy.
Big-hearted guy.
Yes. Your least favorite member?
No, there is none.
No, there's none. Okay.
There is none.
Who gave you your biggest referral in Odyssey?
Biggest referral was given by Deepen. So JMC Infra, for whom I gave them a good advisory.
Wow, nice.
So yeah, that thank you note was in multiple lakhs.
Amazing.
Yeah, and the work is still continuing.
That's brilliant. Ever got a bad referral from Odyssey?
No, not exactly, because even if I give free advice, I don't think of it as a bad referral. So it's okay. I'm happy.
Happy. Ever used a member service that you didn't like?
No, thankfully our members are really good. So
I think I should stop the rapid fire. I feel you're not answering honestly only.
the kind of question that he's asking.
Sponsoring OPL for the next 5 years? Yes or no?
Yes, it's a part of my tradition now. I
Well
love
said.
doing it.
Yes. One thing Odyssey can do more to grow.
I think you can have more initiatives so that the business amongst Odyssey increases.
Right.
Somewhere I see that there are some people who have not been getting enough business, even though they are contributing a lot to the chapter. So I think some initiatives could be had on that.
Well said.
So that we should focus. I mean, there is already a lot of focus on that. A lot of initiatives are taking place. We can have some more.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Just from their point of view, from the point of view of people who are not getting enough business.
Any new entrepreneur considering to join Odyssey, what advice you would give them?
See, my advice is a chapter like Odyssey, an entrepreneur who is already in business at least for 2 to 3 years should join. A completely fresh entrepreneur, it will be unjust for the chapter as well as for the entrepreneur to join, from the point of view that he might not be able to contribute much, and Odyssey also might not be able to contribute much to him. So better if you have a little bit more senior member, maybe 2-3 years, if he has some experience as an entrepreneur,
Will be better for him.
Better for him and the chapter as well, both.
Okay.
Because otherwise he might waste some time and money just to entrench himself into the system.
Yeah. Figure his business model out, then come.
Yes, figure business model, spend some time on his business, make some good connections, and then come.
Yeah. Okay. Most stylish male and most stylish female in Odyssey.
Most stylish male and most stylish, because see, every time you see there are different people who are being given awards.
Right.
So everybody's.
But many people are consistently doing well. So who are those people?
I'm definitely not one of them. I can't tell about others, but definitely I am not one of them. I don't even have my badge. so I'm the least qualified to comment on that.
Who is the networking king or queen of Odyssey?
So if you see the lot of people, frankly speaking, so the founding members or people who have joined initially, they are completely bought onto this networking thing and they keep on networking. But even the new members, if you see even the new members, the members who are now getting into the system, and you know that these members are, so there are members who are like doing networking. I mean, they're meeting Odyssey members twice, thrice a week. So
अरे भाई, I need names. Yeah, your rapid fire में क्या कर रहा हूँ? I need names. Networking king or networking queen of Odyssey? Names.
Networking king. So I'll take new members' names, obviously, because old members, so everybody knows. New members, you can say Nishit and Arman. They are doing a lot of networking, and queens may. Maybe Shweta Agarwal is doing a good job.
Fair enough. Yeah, she is. One underrated member, according to you.
Underrated. Underrated in what sense?
Like they have more potential, but people have not recognized that potential yet.
Borkar.
Well said. Well said. Phenomenal member.
Yeah.
And one networking tip you want to give to new members, and when one networking mistake you think new members make?
Networking tip that I would like to so what I would like to tell them is, you develop relations with the members, good contact relations.
What kind of relations?
Relations in the sense, so you network with them, understand their problems, try and help them in their business, and slowly gain confidence of members, so that then they will be able to give you more business.
Fair enough. That's a good one. So basically, you're saying go for the long haul. Don't try to
Yeah,
find
yeah,
quick
yeah.
fixes.
Correct,
Because obviously,
correct.
building the relation takes time.
Takes time, takes
Takes
time.
time.
That's
And
what.
one
So
networking mistake people make.
there's some members, new members, obviously they don't last. So they leave the chapter as easily as they join.
Right.
But there's some are very pushy. So some new members could be very pushy. They try to sell their products too
Too
hard,
aggressively.
too hard. So that doesn't work in a chapter like Odyssey,
Well said.
which
Well
is
said.
more classy kind of a chapter.
Yeah. Okay. Now you have been from 2011, I believe,
12.
to 2012 till now. You've seen a lot of precedents. Your favorite precedent so far?
My favorite president, because I was in LT once.
Yeah.
Okay, I was in LT from October 2013 to March 14.
Yeah.
So I was a ST at that time. So obviously I'll be partial
To your
to my
president
president,
that
and he was
time.
Naresh Karmarkar,
Obviously, the BNI guru.
BNI Guru, the Guru of BNI.
And
So yeah, I'm a little selfish on this count, but yeah.
no, that's fair. And one member you would trust to run your business.
Maybe you, the way you've been running LT, superb. You're totally focused on the work.
Have you ever had a crush on a BNI member?
No,
No,
I
not
don't,
yet.
No, never. I don't mix business and pleasure.
Good one. One ex-member you would like to bring back to Odyssey.
Lots actually,
Yeah.
lots of members. Like last year we had lost Sanjeev Wadhwani just because he couldn't come. He was absent for the
Regularly, yeah,
fourth
for time,
time.
yes.
So maybe because the number of visitors, the kind of visitors he was getting, superb.
Yeah.
So maybe he should come back. So many others who've been doing a lot of, so who's given their lot for Odyssey, but then they left. Like for example, Sunil Motwani or Kavishani and all that. So they used to do a lot for Odyssey.
Right.
So I think I would like to bring all of those guys back.
Fair enough. Odyssey is. You think Odyssey is more focused on fun or business?
It's fun with business.
Fun with business.
Yeah.
You are in Odyssey for love or money?
I'm in Odyssey for networking, for building long-term friendships, money, and love of all of these things.
Any socials that you have got so drunk that you don't remember what happened?
No, I limit myself to 2 to 3 drinks.
Acha. Maybe we have
socials.
one coming up in 25th. Maybe we'll change that.
You're the host. You can do whatever.
One member you think gives amazing 30 seconds consistently.
So consistently, a lot of members give good 30 seconds. So the idea is to spend some time thinking of what 30 seconds to give.
Yeah.
So then only your 30 seconds can come out well. But I think over a long period of time, Suraj Bhatija has been doing an excellent job.
Yeah. And he's a funny person by nature also.
By nature, he's a funny guy also. Correct.
Yeah. Have you ever been part of any Odyssey controversy?
Not that I can think of.
In the 12 years that you've been here, have you given more business or got more business?
I've given more business, but I've got also time to time.
Right.
Yeah, but obviously I've tried to give more business. I don't think about what business I'm getting.
Great attitude. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Where do you see Odyssey 5 years from now?
I see all Odyssey members to be billionaires at least. And Odyssey to be at least a 300 member chapter.
Wow.
Let's see how it unfolds.
So
At least I would want Odyssey to be that.
I'll give you a few members' names. The first thought when you come to answer cannot take more than a few seconds and 1 or 2 word answer. When you think of Situ,
Calm, composed,
Rohin,
full of energy,
Kunal Dave,
meticulous,
Hirwalia,
business tycoon,
Alicia Sangvi,
girl next door,
nice, Preeti Pase,
enterprising,
Raj Shetty,
Don,
Ravindra Jagasya,
good guy,
Dipen,
Tendulkar.
Rohan Gupta,
Good friend.
Aditya John.
President.
Okay. And who would you like to see as a future LT?
Why don't you all continue 6 months, 6 more months?
No, I think
You all will do wonders. I mean, the way you all have, the initiatives you all have been taking, superb. Should continue. I will, I will sort of give this, maybe not advice, but my opinion to the DC and Reeth.
please don't. One Odyssey member who's likely to be a billionaire.
Aniket Kulkarni.
Good. Have you ever got angry at a member?
I never got angry at any member, but obviously, for last so many years, been a part of Odyssey. So there have been some members who not been doing anything much and who went out of the system. So I found it little funny that they've been spending money, but not doing anything, either contributing themselves or even getting any business in Odyssey. So I found it funny rather than angry.
With that, we come to the end of the rapid fire. I bowled a few bouncers, but you ducked all of them. No controversial questions. So I'm a little disappointed there, but still well tried.
Thank you.
So, Aniket, with that, we come to the end of our podcast. This was fun. Thank you for taking time out on this auspicious day and spending it with me. Hope it was fun. I got to
Superb
learn a
fun.
little bit.
It was superb fun, and I really enjoyed the podcast and the time. And yeah, hope to do many more. And hope you get one new member for a podcast every week.
I've decided to do 20 podcasts, 20 weeks, 26. I've decided to do 20 podcasts.
Wonderful.
And then I retire
Then you
with my podcasting
with your
career
podcasting career.
in its prime. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a great initiative, no doubt about it. It helps the other members know your member well. That's one thing. Plus, obviously, gets you insight into a particular member's brain and what he thinks, how he works, and what are his takeaways in business. So I think it's very important to do these kind of broadcasts.
Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure, Aniket.
Great meeting you.
With that, we come to the end of another podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys learned a little bit about Aniket's journey and some tips as well that you can use in your business. At the same time, the importance of a good CA for your organization. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Hi guys, I'm Aniket. Hope you have enjoyed the podcast. And if you like the podcast, please like, share, and subscribe at the earliest. Thank you.